Let's look at some division of polynomials. This is going to feel like a lot of laws of exponents, okay? So you have to remember that when you're dividing bases that are the same, you subtract. For instance, x to the fourth divided by x squared is 4 minus 2. My answer is x squared, right? Because there's 4 x's at the top and there's only 2 x's at the bottom. And when you cancel, you can see that there are 2 left at the top, which makes it a whole number, which is why I just write x squared. So let's just look at some more complicated problems, but we're going to do the same idea. So practice example A. I'm going to write 6x to the fifth y squared z squared divided by 20x to the fifth y z to the 10th. Now you can see that this is one term being divided by another term, so there's a lot of canceling that I can do. I'm going to look at one thing at a time. Let's just look at 6 divided by 20. If you had the fraction 6 over 20, I would tell you to simplify it. What number can you simplify by? Well, they're both divisible by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So the first part of my answer is going to be 3/10. Now let's just look at the x's. I have 5 x's at the top and 5 x's at the bottom. They're going to completely cancel out. There's not going to be any x's left. I have y squared and y, so I know that there are 2 y's at the top and 1 y at the bottom. They cancel. I'm left with 1 y at the top. And then z2 and z10. Well, now I only have 2 z's at the top, but I have 10 at the bottom. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can see that 2 of them are going to cancel. How many z's do you have, and where are they? They're at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have z to the 8th at the bottom. Now this is one term being divided by one term, so it's pretty much just simplifying using your laws of exponents. Let's do another one like that. I have negative 3ab to the fifth d to the 0 power divided by 9a6b2c cubed. So again, let's just look at negative 3 over 9. I can simplify that to 1/3. Let's look at the a's. I have 1a at the top, 6 at the bottom. The difference between them is I have 5 left at the bottom. b to the fifth and b cubed. When I subtract them, I'm going to have 3 b's left at the top. b to the 0 cancels to the whole number 1. Anything times 1 is itself. And c cubed doesn't have anybody to simplify with, so I'm just going to rewrite him and keep him at the bottom where he was originally placed. But what if I'm doing a division problem and I have more than one term at the top? So let's look at some different examples. I have 12x to the fourth minus 3x divided by 6x cubed. So here I have 2 terms at the top being divided by 1. So what you need to realize is that everything is getting divided by 6x cubed. So I have 12x to the fourth divided by 6x cubed. And then I have minus 3x being divided by 6x cubed. So now I have to simplify these individually. So on that first one, 12 divided by 6 is 2, which is a whole number 2, which is why I'm putting it at the top. And then I have x to the fourth and x cubed, which means I have 1x left at the top. So I could write this over 1, but I know that I really only need to write positive 2x. But in this second fraction, I have negative 3 over 6, which actually simplifies to negative 1/2. I have x divided by x cubed, so I'm going to have x squared. So my final answer can be 2x minus 1 over 2x squared. So letter B, I have 20 x cubed y cubed minus 7xy to the fifth plus 35x to the sixth divided by 5x squared y cubed. So now I have 3 terms being divided by 5x cubed, x squared, y cubed. So I'm going to make sure that I take the time to rewrite the entire problem being divided by the denominator. Okay, so again, I have to simplify these individually. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. X cubed divided by x squared is just x. And y cubed divided by y cubed cancels. So my first term simplifies to just 4x. The second term, negative 7 over 5, cannot be simplified. So I'm just going to rewrite it. I have 1x at the top and 2 at the bottom. So I know I'm going to be left with 1x at the bottom. I have 5 y's at the top and 3 y's at the bottom. I know I'm going to be left with 2 y's at the top. And then lastly, 35 divided by 5 is 7. X to the 6th divided by x squared is x to the 4th. And I have a y cubed here at the bottom. I'm just going to leave it because there's nothing to combine it with. And that is my final answer.